Hello, I'm Stephanie. This is Intelligent Luxury. Michael Jordan steakhouses are in the states of Illinois, Connecticut, and Washington. The steakhouse in Illinois is not in a casino. On my website, IntelligentLuxuryMagazine.com, there are links to Mr. Michael Jordan's restaurants, websites, and a link to how to have Marriott manage your hotel. Michael Jordan owns a golf course named Grove 23. Membership is by invitation only. Michael Jordan promotes the Jordan brand on Nike.com and on Jordan.com. Nissan.com is the website. He also sponsors the Novant Health Michael Jordan Family Clinic. This information is on my website, IntelligentLuxuryMagazine.com. U.S. Food Chef Store on 3304 Eastway Drive in Charlotte, North Carolina. Further information about Mercedes-Benz is available at mercedes-benz.com or nbusa.com. I used to work at YourEngagement101.com. Visit that website. And you can search for my name, and you can read my articles. Please visit bloomingdales.com. Please visit barnesandnoble.com and booksamillion.com. Please visit metmuseum.org for more information about the Met Museum. I'm Stephanie. My website is intelligentluxurymagazine.com. I ran out of cosmetics yesterday. I have to get some new cosmetics. Today I'm wearing Walmart. And the president's remarks this weekend in an emergency operations briefing. So this was on August 29th at Lake Charles, Louisiana. He said, well, thank you very much, everybody, that he was there to support the great people of Louisiana, and that it's been a tremendous state for him, and that he loves the people. He loves the people in Louisiana. Let's talk about the all-new GLA SUV rounds out refreshed Mercedes-Benz SUV family as redesigned attractive gateway. The president also meets with the Attorney General and the Acting Secretary of Homeland Security today, and the Vice President is joining the President for a meeting with the Attorney General and the Acting Secretary, and also he's going to meet with governors about viruses. Let's talk about GoldmanSachs.com. Yeah, Secretary of State Pompeo, on behalf of the United States government, he said, and the American people, he congratulates the people of Malaysia as you celebrate your Independence Day. Conduct research about the authors from Malaysia and about Malaysian recipes. Also, on behalf of the government of the United States, he wishes the people of Kyrgyz Republic, that's Kyrgyz Republic, as they celebrate the 29th anniversary of their independence. And you can Google their recipes and their authors. Also, Trinidad. Trinidad celebrated Independence Day. So let's talk about Trinidad. Let's talk about Trinidad. Let's talk about they have A House for Mr. Biswas is a paperback. And this is on Goodreads.com. Abandoned River by V.S. Nowpaul. Then also they have Sweet Hands Island Cooking from Trinidad and Tobago by Ramin Gashram. First in Trinidad by Michael Anthony. And Trinidad Noir by Lisa Ellen Agostini. Also, Wikipedia has a list of Trinidadian authors, of classic authors, and maybe we can read one of those next year. One of those books from Trinidadian authors. You can Google that, order it from Barnes and Nobles or Books a Million. Also, let's talk about what we need to talk about from our script. Our New York staycations. The Bronx, Arthur Avenue. That's a staycation. Go to feastonhistory.com for information about if they're going to resume tours in the Bronx. And then also there's the Bronx River Greenway. There's Manhattan. There's Central Park. You can ride your bikes in Central Park. There's also great a concert area in Central Park, not on the main field, not on the large field, not on the Great Lawn, that I've been to that holds a good couple of maybe up to 1,000, maybe 2,000 people. So I've been to concerts there. So anybody that's an event planner, great place to have an event. Learn from the best. Learn from Dwayne Wade, from the Jordan brand. Learn from Walmart, Target during Brand Week. Masters Live, September 14th to the 17th, 2020. You do have to pay to watch this. However, I'm sure that if you can pay, it'd be great if you are someone who wants to learn more about marketing or who is in the marketing industry. Temple University's website is temple.edu. That's my alma mater. And then apply to attend graduate school or attend continuing education classes in the classroom. What keeps me awake? Marketing. It's so much better. It's so exciting, isn't it? Than talking about nasty things. So, let me tell you about this. For more information about the quintessentially, uh, go to quintessentially.com/Marriott-experiences. And remember that Society of the Architectural Historians accepting proposals for virtual programs. The deadline to submit that is September 14th. Visit Oregon, Microsoft Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, Microsoft Surface computers. Purchase one of those if you can afford to purchase a computer. Adobe Creative Cloud, Apple computers. Back to graduate school. Get your Apple computer for back to graduate school. These are some of my favorite publishers. Penguin Random House, Simon and Schuster, HarperCollins. Also, remember Michael Jordan's restaurants. Remember, donate to Lehigh money to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Westchester Medical Center, and New York Presbyterian. Any other hospital that's close to you, donate money. Sometimes they need money for programs, for patients, help patient doesn't have insurance. So I'm Stephanie. My website is intelligentluxurymagazine.com. Remember, visit that U.S. chef store near you. Fashion Week is next week. I believe it starts next week. Let's talk about Fashion Week. Not next week, about the week after next. So Google New York Fashion Week. It's on cfda.org. That's the Council of Fashion Designers of America Association, I mean. And Bloomingdale's sells clothing. Please visit bloomingdales.com. Please visit louisvuitton.com. I'm only sexually attracted to men. Any single men out there? Y'all got through me through my engagement ring thing. My whole engagement ring promotion was all about what if you were engaged to a married man? So I think the Kobe Bryant family should put up with that promotion. Didn't Kobe Bryant have a great wedding ring? It's all about men's wedding rings. It was about getting engagement rings and having different types of engagement rings. Are you really engaged if you're engaged to a married man? It was a promotion. It was a nice little promotion. So it was fake. Everybody knows it's fake, right? So I was at a luxury hotel room today. Embassy Tampa, downtown convention center. Watch 60 Minutes on CBS. Play The Sims by EA Sports. Remember, you can make movies with The Sims. You can design homes. You can design clothes. It's a great commuter. CAD is a great CAD. It's a great replacement for CAD, and you can change the colors to be a little bit more realistic instead of more like a cartoon. Ask someone young. It's so funny. I was working somewhere and some girl said that she played The Sims, her and her friends, and she and I were the same age. This is over a decade ago, and I'm still playing. So hi to her. We used to work together somewhere. Hi to her. We used to have fun conversations about this game. It's very relaxing. Everyone purchased it. I never wanted to go out of business. It's a funny game. So watch American History TV. Did y'all watch American History TV this weekend? I know I watched it. I watched a little bit about Saddam Hussein and what is his name? Muhammad Mugabe. Ooh, they were bad men, huh? Let's pray for all the victims of those men. On American History TV, they really, really talked about how this guy, but wasn't he stylish? They said he was stylish. He was a stylish guy. He wore a lot of Arabic clothing, a lot of bright colors, a lot of interesting colors he wore for such a bad guy. Huh? Such a bad guy. So let's talk about please watch CNBC. Uh, I love free people clothes, dressed in free people. Please visit freepeople.com. It's so interesting. I learned more about free people from a thrift shop, from a shop in not a thrift shop, a shop in Philadelphia on South Street. That was like when I was in college at Temple University, and now free people's in Macy's. Great, great, great. So I'm a White House correspondent. I read the New York Times. Let's talk about the New York Times. This week, this Sunday, I hope you have a copy of is the women's fashion issue. So beautiful leather jacket on the cover. I like leather jackets too. And we have Louis Vuitton here. Look at the skirt. I want this Louis Vuitton skirt. This is a great skirt by Louis Vuitton. Great jacket, like 1980s. Isn't this great? Remember we had these baseball jackets from 1980s, 80s. Where are the single men? Oh, so where are the single men? Maybe Kobe has some single men. Single men, single men. My age. Kobe and I are about the same age. Let's talk about this New York Times book review. It's about World War II, the good war. World War II at 75. There are books about World War II, and I read a description of Love in the Blitz. Love in the Blitz, published by HarperCollins. That looks good. It says this family is a selection of letters uh, a lady wrote on to her lover during the course of the war. So that sounds really interesting. This is like a show for people that really, really love reading. You know? When I was a student in school, I really, really had to read a lot. So I just love reading. I don't like reading about war, but this is a different side of war, especially if it's about like love and war. We're still reading War and Peace. So we read Anna Karenina and we read Vanity Fair by William Makepeace Thackeray and Anna Karenina by Leah Tolstoy. And now we have to read, pardon me, finish. The Nazi Menace, Hitler, Churchill, Roosevelt, Stalin, and the Road to War by Benjamin Carter Head. Published by Henry Holt and Company. That looks interesting for all of you that like to read more about World War II and Hitler. And I read this in the children's section. There are 5 kids' books set during the World War II, and they have a book titled. "The Summer We Found the Baby" by Amy Hest, published by Candlewick. That's that. The Midwife Murders by James Patterson and Richard DeLalio. And then you have the first case by James Patterson and Chris Tebbett. And the Guest List by Lucy Foley. That's on the bestsellers combined print and ebook bestsellers list. And then, of course, Becoming by Michelle Obama is on the print hardcover sellers list for nonfiction. So there's also Live Free or Die by Sean Hannity. The Fox News host offers an assessment, they say, on the election. So that might be good. So go online and read that. Also, this ad says the 43-year-old female learn tips and tools to keep your trajectory in check. So the New York Times is always great to read on a Sunday book review. Remember to read the Wall Street Journal. I'm a lifetime member of the NAACP. Please visit NAACP.org. I'm going to discuss REITs right now. Lease a retail location or restaurant at a pre-REIT or assignment property group REIT or other REITs. So hello to that. Start your own business. It may not be as expensive as you think, and certainly you will definitely, it's a great location, is a REIT. And they give you statistics on how many people drive by, how many people visit the mall or shopping center. You have Pyramid. Pyramid is also a great place to have a store. Pyramid Management Group, I believe they're called. And they're a REIT, Real Estate Investment Trust. So right now, Tour de France is on. Tour de France. That's a great. I love watching ride through France. It's so beautiful and relaxing. But also the U.S. Open is on, and then this weekend we have the PGA Tour. Check out who the winner of the PGA Tour on PGAtour.com. And let's talk about what the mayor said today. The mayor, of course, is a beautiful speaker. Oh, wow. So NYC continues our road back, said Mayor de Blasio. And he talked about the Obama Foundation, the mayor's pledge. So the Obama Foundation has a mayor's pledge about the use of force review and reform. That's interesting. So we'll see how that goes, reviewing use of force. Remember, if an officer stops you, don't make it worse. I didn't want to say that. If an officer stops you, listen to his directions. Just makes everything go quickly and nicely. Listen to the directions of law enforcement. If they do anything to you, which is rare, then you have to report it to the community review board. But try to listen to the officer. Don't get angry at the officer loud. Don't use profanity. You don't know if they're stopping you because because you look like someone, or even if you're in trouble, don't make it worse by fighting the police officer if you know that you're being stopped for a specific reason. So, Police Commissioner Shea, he spoke. He talked about trust. About trust is critical. He talked, and Mayor Obama said, Mayor de Blasio, pardon me, Mayor de Blasio said that the Obama pledge will help us take steps forward in the city. So that's a good pledge. He talked about school readiness. He talked about giving about 324,000 iPads to children who needed it. And about 1,321 buildings were inspected by the school, and they had a ventilation attack action team. And a few people registered for outdoor learning. He talked about indicators for the virus, about 417 emissions, and different things about the virus. Oh, the people that ask great questions like 1010 wins. There's a lot of Julias. Julia. So Julia, and then Jillian asks great questions, all from CBS New York. Jillian from New York One, and Rich from WCBS. Hey, 80. And then Jillian from WBAI, and Marsha from CBS. So let's talk about the press conference today with Miss McEnany. Miss McEnany, she talked about the president showing up in Portland, and the president wanted the Portland mayor to accept federal help. Said the city was in chaos, and then the president will show up. He will go to cities where people need help. Said Press Secretary McEnany. The president is going to travel to. Someone asked a question about the president traveling to Wilmington, North Carolina, and why to commemorate the great city's history for World War II. So that was a good question. So that was press conference, and the president is going to speak later today, and we'll have that information for you tomorrow, or you can probably watch it on YouTube. So I think the president was speaking about. Press Secretary McEnany giving that information to the press. Marriott International announces opening of the first Fairfield by Marriott in Peru. So, any of y'all interested in going to Lima, Peru, there's a Fairfield by Marriott, one of Marriott International's 30 global brands, which will now be represented in Peru. Opening of the new Fairfield by Marriott Lima Miraflores, located in Lima's main tourism district. So live now, it's the official New York Fashion Week schedule is live now, and let me tell you more about the schedule. If you love fashion, I've been to Fashion Week several times, covered different shows, especially wanted to thank Kamora Lee Simmons and Sean Diddy Combs for inviting me to their fashion shows. Remember when they had fashion shows? That was a lot of fun. Some of the largest African American owned companies to hold a fashion show during Fashion Week. And I don't think they were the first. I believe there were two other fashion designers. I think Patrick was one, and another guy. So I have to look that up for you. So let's talk about on Sunday. Fashion Week starts on the 13th. You have Jason Wu. You have Harlem's Fashion Row. Harlem's Fashion Row is showing. On the 14th, you have Marquesa Nazi, Snowju Zhao, Carolina Herrera, Private Policy, PH5 or Penthouse 5. And then they have a special announcement, CFDA, on the 14th. On the 15th, Kozaburo, Carter, Timo Wyland, David Hart, Future Lovers of Tomorrow, Stan, Kawaki. This is all on the. Sorry about that. Some trouble scrolling down. Just some of the designers. Are y'all having trouble scrolling down? This is on CFDA.com if y'all want to know the schedule of Fashion Week. And then we have Nicole Miller on the 16th. And many, many more designers we're showing. They usually show all day. Having trouble with this, yeah. Always look at your fashion calendar. It's great. Sometimes the shows show on YouTube, Facebook Live, or on their website. They might have a video of their show. So no need to go. You can just watch online. So y'all go there and look out for the rest of those fashion designers showing during Fashion Week. One day I'll have my whole Fashion Week coverage up on the screen. Let's talk about the new JW Marriott Hotel, Yinchon. Yinchon. So JW Marriott Hotel, Yin Chuan, offers 247 guest rooms and 32 suites with floor-to-ceiling windows with dramatic views of Yinchon skyline. All the rooms are decorated, equipped with the latest in-room technology and luxury amenities, including a 55-inch LCD TV, capsule coffee, and a capsule coffee machine. So JW Marriott Hotel Yanchon has a design that allows guests to focus on the feeling of whole present in mind, nourishing body, and revitalizing the soul. The Marriott International expands its presence in China with the opening of the dual-branded hotel JW Marriott and Courtyard by Marriott in Yinchuan, China's famous historical and cultural city. I registered for this event. I believe that it is free, and it's called Blackness in the Middle East, a virtual panel discussion on September 16, 2020 at 4:30 p.m. If you want to, you can go to want to watch this show. If you want to watch the show, you can go to mec.sas.upenn.edu/event/2020/09/16/blackness-middle-east. It's Blackness in the Middle East. It's an online seminar about blackness in the Middle East. It says join the Middle Eastern Center of the University of Pennsylvania for an important conversation on blackness in the Middle East. The panelists will address themes including the greater history of blackness in the region, anti-black sentiments that persist to this day, and the question of identity and race in the region or more. Actually, I watched this seminar, part of this press conference or conference about virus on campus. So, and if you graduated from Colgate University, there was a physician from a representative from Colgate University talking about the virus and epidemics at Colgate. Also, I was thinking about the Trinidadian recipes. I'm going to post them online, links to recipes that I found. Also, there's a link to more information about Coach Thompson. So that's important. I looked up information about different libraries today and I found an interesting program. Portland's Public Library in Portland, Maine. Virtual literary lunch with Kerry Arsenault on Milltown with Kate Christensen. And that's on Wednesday, the 16th from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. This is online. It says, join them for a conversation between Kerry Arsenault, author of the book Milltown, Reckoning with What Remains, and fellow writer Kate Christensen. The discussion will be held at noon on Wednesday, September 16th. All are welcome to join. Carrie Arsenault grew up in the rural working class town of Mexico, Maine, and then for 100 years the community orbited around a paper mill they wrote. And then years after they moved away, they realized that the price that she paid for the seemingly secure childhood, the mill, while providing livelihood for everyone else, contributed to the destruction of the environment and the decline of the town's economic, moral, and emotional health in a slow-moving catastrophe. earning the area the nickname Cancer Valley. So if you want more information about environmental conservation, this if you like it's like that. It reminds me of the book. I can't remember the name of the book. So I actually didn't want to talk about the book that was in my script. uh, A Civil Action was a good book. That's the book I'm talking about. Wouldn't a civil action be really necessary right now to combat stalkers? House Commerce and Consumer Affairs. The House Commerce and Consumer Affairs for New Hampshire is going to have meetings this week online. It's really interesting if you're interested in like franchising to really learn more about the business laws and the laws to help businesses in the legislature. It's interesting what people are proposing when they propose new uh, development on property in the city. Also, so it's so interesting when you do research, what you find, what you learn. I learned about I think he was the mayor of Maine, or no, the governor of Maine or the governor of New Hampshire. I was reading about them, but then he wrote in his biography that he did a 5 month hike along the Appalachian Trail. So I googled that, and there's the Appalachian Trail Conservancy. And I said, "Oh, that's amazing. I would love to." He said he traveled from Maine to Georgia along the Appalachian Trail. So that's good. Yeah, I wonder if he has pictures that he could show people. So if you go to the Appalachian Trail Conservancy website, that's appalachiantrail.org. You can learn more about the Appalachian Trail. So we have the Adirondacks in the state of New York, and I think that's part of the Appalachian Trail, the Adirondack Mountains. So that goes all the way down to Georgia. That's like the Rocky Mountains, but a little bit shorter, just shorter. So that would be a great thing. You can, I think it's not a continuous trail. I don't. You just join the trail in parts. So that's all I wanted to talk to you all about today, except for, of course, let's just. We're still reading. The kids are going back to school. We can get back to reading. So let's read chapter 5 for tomorrow. If we read a chapter every day of Little Women, we'll be done in 47 days. So that's not bad. Maybe, I guess, let's see how long. It's a pretty long chapter. Not long, not very long. So 5 is long, 6 is short. So let's try to read to chapter 7. Let's do 2 chapters and then we'll be able to finish. And then we can start working at War and Peace. I think I'm going to start reading right now just to make sure that I finish and remember. So also, we have the MLB game. Go to MLB.com to learn more about uh, when the Miami Marlins are going to play, the Yankees, the Mets, and perfectly one of these days we can start going out to see these games again and cheering on the people that entertain people. Thank you for watching.